Today, an Indian women's cricket match sounds like an earthquake. Tens of thousands of fans, packed shoulder to shoulder, roaring for the national team. But rewind to the 1970s, and those exact same fields were empty, black and white, and silent. In a country that treats cricket as a religion, half the population faced a closed door. The common social response to women picking up a bat was usually a dismissive question: girls and cricket? The massive audiences we see today are the result of a 50-year relay race. A generation of athletes fought in obscurity to build the volume we hear right now. The first runners in that relay were the pioneers of the 1970s and 80s, players like Shanta Rangaswamy and Diana Adulji. They played in a total vacuum of institutional support. There were no team buses or broadcast deals. These women paid for their own unreserved train tickets, hauled their own heavy kit bags across the country, and played without compensation. For this first generation, the ultimate victory was never about lifting a trophy. Simply stepping onto the pitch in defiance of societal apathy was their championship. The turning point arrived in 2006. The Board of Control for Cricket in India, the BCCI, officially integrated the women's game into its administrative structure. Decades of unfunded effort finally met professional backing. The team gained access to modern training facilities, dedicated medical staff, and actual logistical support. This institutional backing provided the necessary scaffolding. It allowed the players to stop worrying about basic survival and focus entirely on high-performance athletics. With that scaffolding in place, a second generation emerged to bridge the gap between amateur passion and global dominance. Two specific athletes led this charge: Mithali Raj and Jhulan Goswami. They compiled undeniable numbers. Mithali became the highest run scorer in the history of the women's game, while Jhulan's pace made her the world's leading wicket-taker. They forced international opponents to take notice. Under their leadership, the Indian team transitioned from participants into an elite squad capable of dismantling any lineup in the world. That competitive edge brought them to the 2017 World Cup final at Lord's. There, they suffered an agonizingly close, heartbreaking defeat to England. The 2017 tournament expanded the game's reach to a massive televised audience. Millions who had never followed the team before witnessed the high stakes and genuine tension of the women's game. They left London without the trophy, but the viewership figures proved that the old era of obscurity was over. The culmination of this long buildup happened at the 2025 ICC Women's World Cup. The Indian team found themselves in the final against a powerful South African squad. This time, the final moments went their way. The players rushed the field in a release of 50 years of effort as they secured the World Championship. It was the ultimate return on investment. The sacrifices made by those unpaid athletes in the 1970s were finally validated by the modern champions. On-field success generated deep structural economics. The creation of the Women's Premier League proved the fan base was massive and highly profitable. Compare the reality of today's superstars like Harmanpreet Kaur and Smriti Mandhana with their predecessors. Cricket is now a lucrative prime-time television career path. This league turned a marginalized pursuit into a professional standard, securing the financial future of the next generation. The vacuum of the early years has been replaced by a national following. You can see the legacy of the women in blue playing out on the dusty local fields and narrow streets across the country today. Because of a 50-year relay race, a young girl picking up a bat no longer has to play in isolation. She has a clear path forward, backed by the roar of 1 billion fans.